Okay, so let's hit with our business owners
Okay.
and let's talk about some of the foundational things that they'll need to
course.
prepare themselves for the tax season.
Okay.
And as most of us, the first thing would probably be the business bank account.
Oh, of course, yes. Business bank account, to prepare for the business owner to prepare themselves when they go to the bank, they need to have identification. Of course, how their company is set up. It doesn't matter if it's S Corp, C Corp, LLC, you have to have your articles of organization, your certificate of how your company is formed. If there are additional owners in the company, you need to have an operating agreement. The bank will request this if you are not the sole proprietor.
Gotcha.
Or if you're not the single member of
Okay.
the company. But those are identifying documents that would have to be taken. And of course, whatever you're going to deposit, the minimum deposit that is required, no matter what level of business banking account that you are opening.
Okay, so they get the bank account and now they're spending money.
Bookkeeping. No, there are so many of the business owners that I work with year after year. Same thing. I don't have receipts, but I can tell you this, and I'm like, we're sitting down reconstructing all of the income throughout the year. It is a mess.
And I can imagine that's expensive. They're paying you.
Oh, of course.
By that, yeah. So even though we're saving ourselves time, you're paying for that time in the end when you have to pay a professional to help you figure it out.
Yeah, you have to pay for my time.
There you go.
It's a business.
Exactly.
And it can be an expensive lesson.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can get a shoebox, you can get anything.
Yeah, just
and
an
save
envelope for once a month.
Of course,
Yeah.
save your receipts, because trying to reconstruct that client could leave something out that could lessen their tax liability. You want to ensure that whatever monies are being spent to operate your business throughout the year, that you have an accountable record of what you spent, because you could end up paying more in taxes versus if you had all of those receipts. Because come on, 365 days, you're not going to remember all the money that has been spent. The lunch, you're able to write off 80% or 50% depending on which level of taxation that they choose. Whether it's business, travel, lunch, or if it's just business expense meals.
So in lieu of if they lose the receipts,
Yes.
having a business bank account will be beneficial because now you can see all of your business transactions on the statement. And that was a mistake that I made when I started, is not having that business bank account. And that's one thing now where it's like, even if I don't have the receipt, at least I know what I spent.
However,
you
have those entrepreneurs that open the business account, yet they're still using their personal account outside of their business account, and monies are not being accounted for.
Gotcha.
I see that a lot.
I did that last week.
Every year.
Yeah.
Yet, if they are going by the book and doing things the proper way and keeping the right bookkeeping, that is why I advise anyone, if you can, get a bookkeeper, have a bookkeeper. If not, get a basic software that will assist you. But if they're using the business bank account for every single item being bought that's needed, expense, it's right there.
It's right there
It's
for
right
you.
there.
It
Go
makes
download
life
your
so
statements,
easy.
and we will go through and reconstruct everything in a manner of just taking everything and tabulating all the expenditures.
Okay, got it. So we talk about bookkeeping. Is there a
Yes.
certain software, if they want to do it by themselves, a certain software that you...
The most basic software is QuickBooks and FreshBooks.
Okay.
Easy. I mean, it's very easy. That's what, I don't really like giving financial advice. However, in the matter of taxes and bookkeeping, FreshBooks and QuickBooks is a really good start.
Yeah, I like QuickBooks. I even saw that they had because they have the different type of accounts or profiles.
Yes.
They have one for solopreneurs like myself that sometimes have money going into the wrong account, and it allows you to kind of put both accounts and figure it out.
Yes, you can port them
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yes.
Good luck with my taxes, girl.
No, wait a minute. Come on. I'm just kidding.
And we need to come to Jesus moment.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, bookkeeping
we all
is very
struggle. Bookkeeping is, I think
yes.
that's something, and I joke, but I'm serious at the
Yes.
same time. And people that know me know that. I'm joking, but I'm telling, this is where I'm coming from. I'm telling my story as well.
Of course.
Sometimes we just get so overwhelmed with running the business that we put the administrative things on the back end.
Yes.
And that's okay. It happens.
That used to be me.
There you
Yes.
go. See, yeah,
Yes,
and,
very
that's what I'm saying. People who are in the accounting or in the tax preparation industry, we still do it.
Yes,
you
it's
know,
just the
and
truth.
that's
It's
just my way of saying, hey, if you are in this boat, don't feel bad because
Exactly.
we all.
It's just the truth.
It's just, yeah.
For me, it's, I used to be, years ago, I was all over the place. And that is what made me go into the tax business. I did
Oh.
not begin, preparing taxes because that's something I truly just was so passionate about. I was good at it. And everyone in the office were like, will you do me? Will you do me? Will you do me? And I said, okay, let me go to income tax school. So it was a 6-month course.
Okay.
And I was so good at it, and it's like, oh wow! And even though it's like 70,000 plus pages, it's other than them, amending taxes or coming in with new taxes. I start having fun with it. I love numbers. I love number crunching, like a little bit of the nerdy part of me, maybe. But I mean, everyone, they were like, really? And I'm not going to be audited. I'm like, I am not doing anything illegal where I have to walk
Right.
away in 30 seconds. They just didn't realize that anything work related, but this was before the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in 2017, where wage earners were able to write off. However, I'm going to stick to entrepreneurs. They had no idea that they could write XYZ off, and I would explain to them that's business related. Of course, you don't want to write. Okay, if your company made $500,000 a year, if you spend $500,000 a year, now you may not want your tax documents to show that you made $0.
Right, yeah.
However, you want it to show that these were the operating expenses for my business, whether it's the first year or the 10th year. It's just for clarity and to have a clear picture of really what's going on in your business.